Hi, it's Mike and Arlyn from Our Philippine Journey, and welcome to our channel. This is was a big project. This is the Sofitel Spiral Buffet, and it wasn't an easy setup to shoot or to get through. So stick around, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And hey, hit that thumbs up like button. That really helps a lot. And we'll go through it. 30 different kinds of bread at least. 7, 8 different kinds of butter. All baked in-house. Prosciutto, all shaved up and ready to go. Now, one of the problems that we have with this is still a problem from the post-pandemic issues, and that is it's either Lexan or plexiglass separating you from the food. So the camera did have some difficulty at times focusing. This is the cheese room. They have a dedicated cheese room. This room is a glass room. It's full of sausages and meats and 75 different kinds of cheese, including 4 kinds of Filipino cheese. I tried all 4 of the Filipino cheeses. They're all goat cheese, not cow cheese. And 3 of them were very good. One was an apricot type cheese, and the apricots were pretty strong, so it kind of hid the cheesy taste, but 2 of the cheeses were pure cheese, and they were very good. Here's the young lady that gave us the tour of the room and explained everything, and she was marvelous and very sweet, and a big shout out to her. Absolutely. So lots of cheese everywhere. Again, we just it's just an incredible place, and the smell inside this glass room is so intense. It's so rich. It's crazy. They only allow 4 people in the room at a time. Now, she's showing us the Filipino cheese. And they only allow 4 people in the room. And it's because it's just not big enough for anything else. If you'd like to know more about the Sofitel, I've got another video with the bakery and the outdoor recreational pool area and the room that you can also see. So we took a look at the Filipino cheeses, and then we took a look at the rest of it. And then they have packaged cheeses already that you can select to buy from, either whole or in measured distances. Some imported sausages, some imported hams, just really high-end stuff. I mean, the Sofitel is a chain of French-inspired hotels from France, and they're really pretty darn good. I've stayed there. We've stayed there a number of times. I actually partially lived in a Sofitel in Houston, Texas for about 4 months during a transition. Coming down through here, I don't know what you really call it. It's right adjacent to the tempura station, but it's not sushi. I believe it's a mixture of Korean dishes, and Japanese dishes, but whatever it is, it's all very, very tasty, very yummy. Can't complain in any way, shape, or form. There's obviously going to be something here that caters to everybody's taste. It's just really a broad and expansive buffet. Quite frankly, I'd put the buffet pretty much on par, or not on par, but if you gave the Caesars buffet in Las Vegas a 10, you'd give the Sofitel's buffet a 9.5. And the only reason it would go down to a 9.5 is they just don't have Alaskan king crab or snow crab legs. So tempura, now they have vegetable tempura, they have fish tempura, they have shrimp tempura. They had some tempura I really did not even recognize at all. And it's always nice crisp. You know, if you've ever been to a buffet and you've gotten tempura, it can be soggy because it sits, not theirs. Going on down further, we come across another station, and all of these are like individual stations. They're all set up so that there's never a crowd, never a line that's excessive. I mean, I might have a couple people in front of me, but never anything excessive. I don't think I ever spent more than 5 to 10 minutes getting food. So this is at the meat section where they had prime rib, roast beef, sausages, and then they had like a pasta station, and they had a bunch of different pastas, including these are pretty much favorites. They're carbonara type mixes. So then they go from there. We went over to the Middle Eastern section. That's a better word for it. They were making fresh naan bread. There's Turkish dishes in here. There's Indian dishes in here. So it was just, you know, I mean, look at all the choices. So many choices. You know, each one of those covered pots represents what's in the little silver pot in front of it. You get some good rice, you sprinkle that over it, and you're good to go. Bread rolls that they make themselves. This was more of the area, and that's why I said it was kind of like a cross between Middle Eastern and Turkish. The one thing that I didn't see that I would have liked to have seen would have been falafel, but I guess that's just not a fancy enough dish, you know, fried bread, essentially. Coming down and across, we're going to hang a left in just a minute and head down towards one of our favorite areas. But you can see it's just really rich and good. The way they do this is they start at 11 o'clock and they shut the food lines down at 2:30. And at 3 o'clock you have to be out. So these are more of the chicken, pork. These are more of a barbecue roasted chickens and porks. Then coming back in through here, this is a noodle station is what it's called if you're not familiar with Asia. You pick your noodles and all of your ingredients and you go through that. More Asian food. Here, it just doesn't end. This all keeps going and going. Congee, just everything. I mean, you can't possibly leave this hungry. It's just not possible. And of course, no buffet in the Philippines would be complete without lechon. And lechon is a roasted pig, generally roasted on a spit, but I'm sure these are probably oven roasted. With the skin is crispy and hard outside, and on the inside, for those of you that have smoked pork before, it's like having pulled pork almost. More Filipino dishes over here, and then everywhere that there's a major area, they're still tossing stuff in. Very large salad bar area for greens, lots of additions. I couldn't get an angle to be honest with you, high enough to peek inside those bowls. But it was the same thing you would find in any traditional salad section of any field greens, romaine, broccoli, lettuce, cabbage, all the usual things. Nothing that sticks out as highly unusual. Then coming into the seafood area, it gets to be really good. They have a sample here of making a salad and some different dishes that they make. But in addition to that, they have whole crab, which is really good if you like whole crab, obviously. Last time they had the small crabs with the small crab legs. This time they have whole crab boiled up. They had scallops on the half shell, which, even though those scallops are a little small, they're bigger than what you usually find here. They have mussels, and then they have what's called slipper lobster. And we've had this before. It's not the same as, say, a Florida lobster or a Maine lobster. It has a little bit different taste. But you put enough garlic butter on there, it's damn good. So a good look at the crabs, and there's some crab legs and more mussels, and then shrimp. And here in Asia, everywhere in Asia, not just the Philippines, shrimp is made with the heads on for a reason. They have regular oysters, Gallagher oysters, which are good if you like oysters. But in addition to that, they have a very expensive item, Japanese oysters. And Japanese oysters are bigger and they're more flavorful than a regular lobster. So once you get done with all of that, it's time for dessert. Bread pudding, ice creams, gelatos. It just, they have it all. They have every bit of it. And then as you turn the corner, there's a big section of fruits. And as you go down, you get into the cakes and pastries. And again, because of, the chocolate fountains. Yes, they have running dark and white chocolate. And so, again, all of this is all behind Lexan. And so it's a little difficult. It's not like the good old days when you could go and self-serve yourself, but obviously it's a lot more sanitary to do that. And then all of the desserts. I hope you've really enjoyed this. We enjoyed eating it, that's for sure. Thank you so much for watching our channel. Oh, there's our Lynn, snacking away on her oysters and her mussels. She does love mussels. But thank you, subscribe, like, and comment, please.